Oh hey, it's Nombly with Game of the Week, and you know what time it is. And I'm here with my friends Dagono and Curious George, because it is time for 5 more dungeons to be raided. And guess what? One of these dungeons is a mid-experience. So, get ready. We're finally going to break the 5.0 threshold in this video. I know he's excited. Are you? Let's go to the rules. Alright, welcome back to the rules. We have the same thing as usual. We have 3 points for boss design, 3 points for boss mechanics. We have 1 point for music. We have 1 point for trash. We have 1 point for, the aesthetics of the dungeon. And we have now moved on to, instead of difficulty, overall fun. So these dungeons are all scored out of 10. Each one is out of a possible 1 point, totaling up to 10. Let's get to the dungeons. Okay. It is time for some of the level 50 middle dungeons. This is Amdapor Keep. Amdapor Keep. Okay, we're in a ruin. When are we not in ruins? At least it's not a friggin' cave. So these guys up in front, they got these lunatic followers. If you don't kill them in time, they turn into demons or they summon a demon. I don't know. I always just try to kill this one in the front real quick. You get this hallway now, which is actually pretty beautiful. There's nothing in your way, alright? There's no walls, there's no bosses, there's no kill 3 pieces of trash before you move on. No, this hallway, all the way up to this barrier at the first boss. So you end up with this massive trash pull, and it's good. It's a good trash pull. If the tank and the healer are on top of it, just go. You just go, and it's good. And you just go, and it's good. I don't know why I'm showing the whole trash pull. Oh, there we go. First boss, alright? This boss is stupid. This boss is bad. It does nothing. I don't know why the tank's pulling it all the way over here for no reason, because you can't kill this thing until it summons this thing. And then this thing, as you kill it, summons a big ass golem thing that's supposed to walk forward and step on you. But it's a level 50 dungeon, so you kill it before you see any of that crap at all. Anyways, our healer needed like a few seconds to AFK. I didn't know this, but when you teleport up, you go up here and you can turn around and see the boss room. Never knew that until I did this video. Anyways, you run through these hallways, and it's another situation like the first hallway. There's nothing blocking you. You can just keep going. Just keep going. And these gargoyles and these lights, they'll just chase you. I mean, it's probably a good idea to split this one into 2, because there's a lot of big crit damage coming in from the gargoyles. Anyways, I go for this chest because I think this is the Amdapor stone chest, but it's not. It's the next one. But the Amdapor stone is not as good. I think it's actually worth more, but it only makes like 1 or 2 things. Anyways, we're almost at the next boss. We push through. And it's like, everything's going well. Everything's fine. Now, the next boss, this thing is really cool, right? This is Final Fantasy XII's Demon Wall, or from another Final Fantasy. I don't know. I know it from 12. But yeah, all he does is purple floor and cast other stuff, and then he'll use repel, which knocks you back, and then he's gonna walk forward, because you technically have a time limit on this fight, where if he gets you all the way to the back wall, you just die. But you never even see him move forward half the time now. Anyways, this is another good trash pull. This one's got like succubi in it that will cast like fire too, so you gotta be a little bit more careful. I think our summoner eats it halfway through, which sucks. And I mean, I took a big cleave there too, and that was just one hit from the big golem pseudo armor guy, the Dullahan or whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, big old trash pack. Big old trash pack. Nothing in your way. This is how you do trash in a dungeon, okay? You don't do this like 2 monsters or 3 monsters and then a door. Don't do that. Do this. This is always good. Give the player agency to pull as much as they want. And if they die, that's their own damn fault. But if they don't die, they feel like a badass. And that's what you want. Alright? Alright. Now, we go into this next hallway. The summoner ran back because I don't know why. The healer didn't res him. But there's this thing, an Antabuga, and this thing looks really cool. It just doesn't do anything again. This is like the big problem with like bosses at like level 50 ARR dungeons, is they don't do shit. And I totally misread this ability. I thought that it came from the dragon. It comes from the middle of the room apparently. I never knew that. Anyways, yeah, this is Amdapor Keep. First boss is bad. Second boss is the demon wall. It looks cool, but it does nothing. Third boss is the shadow dragon from out in Final Fantasy XI, and it does nothing. Layout and design, I mean, it's just another temple. I mean, it doesn't really stick out at all. The music is alright though. Like it's kind of short, but it's urgent. You can hear the urgency in it. It is good. Trash is an 8 out of 10. So while the trash is really good, it's not special in any way. That's why it doesn't get a 10. It's just interesting, so it gets an 8. Overall fun. You know, you don't really groan when you get this dungeon, but you're not exactly excited either. So yeah, 3.9 out of 10. Yep. Okay, Pharos Sirius, alright? I'm gonna start off right away. The music in this dungeon is incredible, okay? This music in Pharos Sirius is great, okay? So good. Unfortunately, the rest of the dungeon, not so good. This is one of those dungeons where you're like, I don't want to be here, and I don't blame you. Now, this hallway is all trash. You see, we got a red mage. We just kind of spam through it. Our tank, unfortunately, forgot to put on tank stance at the beginning, and we had a little bit of problem with aggro control, but he threw it on and everything was fine after that. So this is perfectly fine. This hallway, you got these guys that look like the guys from not Elden Ring, Dark Souls, where they got like the egg sacs on their back. That's what these guys remind me of. Anyways, this is the first boss. He's Simon the Unsinkable, and this guy will absolutely tear ass if you do not control him. If you have enough damage, you can just burn through this dude no problem, but you do kinda need to keep control of his ads. You'll see why in a minute what happens if you don't. Anyways, I think this might be our tank's, like, maybe his first time in here. I'm not sure, but he doesn't really position this guy correctly, and we end up with 1,000 dogs. And our red mage kind of has a baby rage and just completely ditches us, which is fine because typically when I get a person with an ultimate legend or a legend title, 3 out of 10 times they're complete idiots. So just keep that with a grain of salt. 7 out of 10 legends are fine. 3 out of 10 they're awful. So, you know, keep that what you will. Anyways, this Picto comes in and everything goes fine from here. We take care of the ads. We kill the boss. We move on. Don't leave after one wipe in a dungeon. Are you kidding me? Especially if the person's new. Like, have a little bit of patience, alright? Everything's fine. Trash in this dungeon is not fine, though. They keep blocking you off. I don't know, man. These little corridors that have like 2 or 3 monsters before they let you proceed. I don't know why they do this shit. This place is kind of cool though. You got like crystals falling down, you know, doing some damage to you. It's kind of some fun environmental damage. This is what I consider to be the second boss. There's technically 4 bosses in here, I guess, but I'm not gonna count the one after this. This is the second boss. Now, the point of this fight is you beat up the big zoo guy, and he's got these eggs around the outside, and every time you destroy an egg, he gets a stack of damage, alright? Eventually he flies up in the air, and these eggs start to hatch. Now it's perfectly fine to smash the eggs that are hatching. See like that one on the left right there? Yeah, those are fine to smash, because if you smash the egg before it hatches, you don't get these crappy little penguin things that, as you can see, are vomiting on me repeatedly, and they don't do a lot of damage, but you know, it builds up over time. Anyways, bird dies, grab coffer, keep going. Now you're on this like inside of the lighthouse. You gotta turn off these aether valves so that they stop spitting out these gas clusters. And once you turn off both of the valves, the gas clusters don't spawn anymore, and it lets you into the arena for this guy, who I guess is technically the third boss, but I'm not going to count him, because all he does is in-out mechanics, and he dies in half a second. But you get a treasure coffer. Anyways, I skipped the next trash pack if there is any, I don't remember. This is the final boss, this is the Siren. This Siren has really good blue mage spell for low-level blue mages. It has like super high damage over time. I think it gets completely overshadowed by the time you hit level 70, but like good low-level blue mage spell here. Anyways, you can silence this this attack. It goes off anyways. You know, oh well. But all she does is she just kind of sings and summons ads, and the ads come over and they might grab you, they might attack you. I don't really pay attention to them too much because she dies pretty quickly. Anyways, Pharos Sirius, we get our first 1.0, okay? The music in here is a banger, it is a 1, it is a perfect score. This is an awesome track for a dungeon like this. It is perfect for this dungeon. Alright, so first boss, 3 and 4. He's an he's just a guy. He's a pirate, but he's an interesting guy. He's got good mechanics. Not good, but like, you know, you gotta pay attention. That's what matters. Second boss is bad. Final boss is an interesting one. You don't see sirens out in the open, in the land, so it's kind of an interesting boss that you only see there. I think you see it in one other dungeon, in the MSQ on the beach or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. Layout design, it's average. It's a crumbling lighthouse. It's whatever. Overall fun though. Like when you get this dungeon, you're not looking for it. 4.3 out of 10. Okay. Copperbell Mines Hard. And this is the first of several level 50 hard mode dungeons that all use the same goddamn music throughout the entire dungeon. Alright, now there is something cool that they do with the music, is that it will get more intense and it weaves perfectly into the soundtrack. You're not going to hear it because I'm just playing the base soundtrack, but when you attack monsters it gets more intense. And you don't cut between tracks, it just kind of seamlessly mixes between the two. Anyways, you can see we're in Copperbell, we're in a friggin' cave, alright? It's a mine. It's a mine, but now there's more of these gigas hecatonkers, alright? What do you want from me, man? It's Copperbell. And it's not even updated Copperbell. This friggin' walkway has the same glitch as Copperbell, as like the original Copperbell. You fight these things, and if you keep going, they'll leash and run back to the start. Like, is this intentional? Is this a feature of some kind? I don't know. But why? Why do you have leashing mobs? If you have the monster there, don't leash it. or don't put it there. Make a choice. All right, now to continue through this part of the dungeon, you got these crumbling rocks on the bridges. You break the rocks and you just keep going, and it's GG. Yep, more rocks. Break the rocks. Break more rocks. These are. This is a gauntlet because there's this little Spriggan dudes up in cages shooting lightning balls at you, but it does no damage. And you come to another big rock where you're in a mine and you're mining. The dungeon is bad. I hate Copperbell, man. Copperbell hard mode, not good. Alright, now this is the first boss, and were they intending for you to like stay at the beginning and then just fight the boss there and then kind of move it as the fireballs spawn? Was that the intention? Because that's not what people do at all. They just pull everything right to the wall, and you kill the flambeaus as they spawn. If they get into the fire, they explode. But they die in like 2 or 3 GCDs, so it's not a worry at all. It's stupid boss. This elevator don't even work anymore. You have to jump down. And then you come to more rocks. You're just attacking rocks. Now, I remember in Final Fantasy XI, in the Treasures of Adergan, there was like a thing that you had to go through a portal, and you do a thing where you like attack rocks, and a friend of mine would just cast Bio and Dia on one while I bashed the shit out of it with my swords on Blue Mage. And that was more fun than this dungeon. So this is the second boss, and people do not understand this boss. It's a level 50 boss, so it is janky as shit. It's a level 50 hard mode boss where you gotta push this blasting device, and then it creates a bomb, and then you pick up the bomb, and the bomb is how you actually deal damage to this first damage of the first phase of the boss. No, I don't get this part. The healer runs up and picks it up and just absolutely gets gibbed. Like, why? Alright? I don't understand. Don't touch a bomb if somebody else has put it down. If that's happened, you probably don't have enough time to move it. So we fight it again. Alright, now I'm dealing with the bomb. I move the bomb over. I'm fast enough. I drop the bomb here. You know what? The bomb's gonna do damage to the boss. Move away. Nope. Ninja picks up the bomb. I don't understand. What are you doing? This boss needs to be revamped. Like, it absolutely needs to be redone because people don't know how to do this. Anyways, you get to the second phase, right? And it's a Spriggan named Biggie. And this guy shows up a couple times. Like, I don't know if Biggie is just like a title for Spriggans or if it's the same Biggie that's going between dungeons, but you see him later, I think in Anti-Tower? Anyways, this is a good dungeon. This is a good trash pull right here. It's the only good trash pull in the entire dungeon. It's in the crystal area again. This is the final boss. It's a Gigas again. And again, it's a boss that, you know, people don't know how to do, so I end up having to do all the mechanics myself. So what you're supposed to do is, you know, you kill this boss and he's got a pet sandworm that's going around and around inside here in the middle, right? And I don't know if you still need to do this. You probably could just DPS through this whole thing and just heal through it. But you're supposed to drop the crystallized rock in the sand so that the sandworm goes for the rock instead of hitting you guys, alright? Easy as that. Easy as that. And then he's got, you know, a swing. I LB him. It's done. It's whatever. Copperbell Mines Heart is a bad dungeon. Most of these level 50 dungeons in ARR are just bad, okay? So music's getting a 5. It's probably going to get a 5 in every dungeon that it's involved because it's just used in, like, all of the hard modes. First boss is bad. Second boss is bad. Third boss is bad. Layout is again, it's just a friggin' mine. Alright, Crystal Place gives it a little bit of points because it's pretty, but that's it. Overall fun. You get Copperbell hard mode and you're like, ugh. So yeah, 3.4 out of 10. I'm really looking forward to getting to Heavensward Dungeons, so I don't have to deal with this kind of trash anymore. Okay, Haukke Manor, or Haukke Manor. I really don't care. This dungeon is bad, okay? This dungeon is bad as well. The level 50 AR dungeon, it's bad. It's maybe like a little bit better than Copperbell, but like not by much, especially the last boss, but we'll see when we get there. Alright, so it is just Haukke Manor as it was before, only now it's a little bit more red for some reason. You see the boss chamber on the left is blocked off, so you go down this hallway instead this time. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill 3 enemies. We're gonna kill 3 enemies repeatedly until we get to the first boss. You know, you pick up a tiny key. I don't know where that thing's going, but like you go through the doors, the locked doors, and guess what? You fight 3 enemies, okay? Trash is so bad at the start. I don't know, like, spoilers, I gave this place a 7 for trash, but I don't know why. This first boss is bad. It's so bad. It's just a copy of the second boss from original Haukke Manor. Except now this thing's got a little bit more HP and the skeleton dies quicker. But it does nothing. Does this do something? I think that resummons the skeletons maybe? But it dies real fast, so it's a bad boss. It's not good. We go through this hallway now, which is really weird. It's got these lamps on the side, which I think are from the original succubus fight in Haukke Manor, the ones that were in the corners that you had to click. Maybe, I don't know, I could be wrong, because those lamps aren't there anymore and I can't check, but that's what I remember. Anyways, this trash pull is good. This is a good trash pull. This is the part where people don't remember that you need to open the locked door to get the manor servant out to open the other door, and I'm just like, somebody open the damn door. This isn't my job. So yeah, you got Manor Sentry Boy, and you beat him up, and he opens the door. And this boss is actually fine. This boss is fine for a low-level dungeon. All right, he summons like weapons, and they slash across the floor. He drops these things and slash across the floor. He drops that thing, which is area denial, and if it hits you, it gives you heavy. And then he does this big star thing, which is cool. And you know what? Like, pretty decent. Pretty, like, in the middle boss. Anyways, me and the tank have heavy, and the healer is an alpha legend and completely ignoring it. I don't understand. Why? Just give me a Suna. Just give me a Suna. Just give me a Suna. Alright, well, whatever. Next area, let's go. More trash. And eventually you come to this. This is the last boss. This is Haukke Carnassus. Which is interesting because I think we fight another boss called Haukke Carnassus in Deltascape or something like that. Anyways, she picks the ground to fire too, like regular succubuses, but she has a second mechanic where she summons these ad boys. Alright? And you need to immediately get on these ads, because when she gets to a certain HP percentage, she will grab those ads, drain them of blood, and then use it to cast Blood Rain. Alright? Now, depending on how much HP the ad has, when it dies, or when she eats it, Blood Rain will do more damage. Now here's the thing. We are in level squished gear, okay? So we do so much damage. We do so much damage to her. And you see, she instantly ate that ad, and now she's gonna Blood Rain and kill 2 people instantly. What can we do about that? Nothing. The only thing you can do is not fight, which is fucking awful mechanics. This fight is actively broken right now. And because it's still doable, SC does nothing about it. But this fight is actively broken. Okay? They fixed Ifrit and they fixed Rama when their HP gates used to cause the monster to freeze up and like kill you instantly when entering a dungeon when you were overpowered. But yeah, as you can see, we end up even blowing LB on this ad. Actually, we don't. She eats it and kills us all. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb, this boss. Like, somebody get them to fix this. Because this fight is interesting. It's got ads that you need to focus on. But because it's broken, like, zero. Mechanics are a 0. Like, instantly. But anyways, we blow LB on this. I don't even care about the AoE because I need to do as much damage to this ad as I can, because I don't want the boss to suddenly eat her like she just did and instantly kill us for no reason. Ugh. Halicarnassus in Haukke Manor hard mode is broken. The fight is broken. Like, you can see it's still doable because we do it, but like, not fighting a boss is not a mechanic. Like, holding your DPS so that you don't overkill a boss is not considered good gameplay. You let the player go all out at all times, and that's the correct way to make an MMO. Anyways, first boss, it's just a trash fight. Second boss is fine. It's a fine fight. Final boss, it's a cool looking succubus thing, but 0 because the fight is actively broken. Music is a 5 because it's just your generic hard mode. Trash is, like I said, 7. It's fine. Layout, it's interesting. You're inside a manor again, and it's a different color, which is, whatever. Overall fun, 0.2 out of 10. Dying to the last boss every goddamn time you get this dungeon is not fun, because pugs do not understand that you gotta pull your punches in order to win that fight. Alright, I'm gonna stop ranting. 3.5 out of 10. Haukke Manor hard mode sucks. Okay. Amdapor City. Lost City of Amdapor. Alright. This dungeon, one of those dungeons that some people love and some people hate. This is the one with the very interesting boss at the end that used to kill people pretty handily, repeatedly. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, look at this layout. Look at this design. Sure, it's, kind of monochromatic. It's kind of like moldy white, but like, it's interesting. Like, you're in this big ruin, but it's moldy. And you've got this particulate floating in the air, and you've got these big poles you can do that have a whole lot of poison damage. And it's that kind of poison damage that your healer just doesn't have enough GCDs to get rid of, so they just have to heal you through it. And that's awesome to me. So yeah, this is the Decaying Gourmand, and he's got Gubu attacks, but he's got an interesting Gubu attack, where one, he drops this thing on the floor, where I don't think they use this animation for anything else ever again. And the other thing is, he eats a player, and then you have to attack his belly to get them out, otherwise he'll like spit them at another player and do a fuckload of damage. Either way, good boss, interesting mechanics. That is the kind of thing you want to see for a low-level dungeon, just in general. Alright, so we get some more trash. It's a little bit darker in here. I think it might be because of the fog weather. I'm not sure if the weather affects this dungeon the way it looks or anything, but it's also got this like weird stuff on the floor, right? I don't think they use this weird stuff on the floor in any other dungeon ever again. Wait, maybe they do. They might use it in the poo dungeon that we'll get to eventually. So yeah, these are traps, by the way. These treasure coffers on either side. Don't open. Don't open ever. What they might have like a potion. One of them might have a potion. And I mean, you know, a potion. Awesome. 9 times out of 10, it's a mimic, and it's just gonna death trap you and be annoying, and then the tank's gonna have to pick it up, and it's just another piece of trash you have to deal with. This is the second boss. All right. The way this boss works is these little tiny moths, these little Wamuras, they're ads, right? But when they die, they shoot a cone out of their face, and whoever gets hit by that cone is chosen as the aggro target for the big moth, right? So you want the tank to always get hit by it. Anyways, when you're finished, you come into here, and it's not mossy anymore, right? It's like an old, like, cultist kind of, like, it's interesting. And you've got this other mechanic where these pillars are attaching to this guy in the middle, and they're healing him. So you gotta take out the pillars so that you can kill the guy in the middle. You know, interesting. It's not a friggin' key that you have to pick up. It's not a door that you have to open. You just have to kill something, and it lets you through. You know, clap, clap, clap. Good stuff. Alright, this is the last boss. This is Diablos. If you don't know who Diablos is, then go play Final Fantasy VIII, because this guy's a badass. This is, without a doubt, my first 1 out of 1 for design. This guy is a perfect 10, alright? He's not a perfect 10 for mechanics, but on the other hand, he's doing stuff, right? He's doing dangerous stuff. You see, he's putting up shields, he's throwing down circle AoEs, he's got balls that are coming out and smacking you in the face. And there's this other mechanic too, where these diabolical gates, right? And you saw the symbols at the top of the gate when the fight started, right? And Ruinous Omen, that skill he just cast, the only way to not get hit by it is to open 2 of the same gate, so that you get pulled into this alternate reality so it doesn't hit you. Anyways, you can see he's also throwing status effects, he's putting us to sleep. Imagine if you get put to sleep near one of those red circles. And see, you gotta like predetermine that you gotta be close to him, because when he puts you to sleep, you're gonna sleep until he uses Nightmare again. Anyways, this is a good boss, alright? This is nearly perfect for its level. Nearly perfect, I would say. And the score reflects that, okay? First boss, interesting design, decent early game mechanic, alright? Second boss, a little bit less interesting. Still got an interesting mechanic that, like, you know, you gotta tether the boss through the ad. Final boss, you know, chef's kiss. It's Diablos, alright? He's great design, and he's got an interesting fight. He used to kill people left and right, alright? He used to murder people. Not the case anymore. You can just burn him if you really wanted to. You don't even really need to do Ruinous Omen if you don't want to. Anyways, the music is a little sleepy though. Trash is alright. Layout is pretty good though. Layout's pretty good. Layout is, you know, it's big moldy, and then you go down into an interesting cultist area. Cool stuff. Overall fun. 6. It's not a dungeon that you're like raring to go do, but most of the time, for me at least, I'm just like, cool. Alright, let's do this. Guess what? 5.7. We have a mid experience here. Alright? This is baseline. Alright? This is what a dungeon should be at baseline. A reference to something interesting with bosses that are good enough, and a dungeon that doesn't make you fall asleep as you run through it. Mid experience. Alright? hopefully we go up from here, but we still have Stone Vigil hard mode to go through, and that dungeon is very bad. But that'll be in the next episode. Bye. Oh, you guys are back. Welcome back. So yeah, Lost City of Amdapor taking the first mid spot. It took what 20 dungeons before we finally got a 5 over a 5, especially with the awfulness that was Haukke hard mode and Copperbell hard mode. That's gonna wrap us up for this episode. We still have 11, I think, more dungeons in ARR before we move on to Heavensward. I hope we get at least 1 or 2 more that are 50 plus. But I'm really looking forward to getting into Heavensward, because after that comes Stormblood, and I absolutely love Stormblood. So, you know, you want to keep seeing my opinions through Heavensward and through Stormblood, well, you know, toss me that good old like or subscribe, and you will see it eventually. I've been Nobly with Game of the Week. Bye bye.